The return from two security or two stocks is given to us for the past 6 years, and we need to calculate portfolio risk and portfolio return. It is also mentioned that portfolio is made up of 60% of security X and 40% of security Y. Let's find out portfolio return and portfolio risk. Portfolio return. We are using this formula to calculate portfolio return. Okay, ERP or portfolio return or expected rate of return on portfolio is equal to sigma WI ERI, where I is equal to 1 till N. Okay, here WI is the weight of security I in the portfolio, ERI is the expected rate of return on particular security, and N is the number of security in the portfolio. So if you check the formula, we'll get to know that expected rate of return of a portfolio is just the weighted average of the expected return of the individual securities in the given portfolio. Okay, so to use this formula, we need to know the expected rate of return of the individual security. Now if you check in the question, they have already given us the return for 6 years. So just find the average and we will get expected rate of return for the individual securities. The expected return for security X is 16.83 and for security Y is 15.67. Just put these values in the formula for portfolio return that we have just discussed and we'll get portfolio return or ERP. Portfolio return is equal to 16.366. This is the formula to calculate portfolio risk when number of securities are 2. The formula is under root square of weight of security 1 into square of standard deviation of security 1 plus square of weight of security 2 multiplied by square of standard deviation of security 2 plus 2 into weight of security 1 into weight of security 2, and in brackets we have R1, that is correlation coefficient between security 1 and 2 multiplied by standard deviation of security 1 into standard deviation of security. Sigma 1 is standard deviation of stock 1, sigma 2 is standard deviation of stock 2. R12 is correlation coefficient of stock 1 and 2. And to find this correlation coefficient, we have the formula covariance of stock 1 and 2 divided by sigma 1 into sigma 2. Now if you check the formula, to use this formula, we need the values of standard deviation of each stock plus we need correlation coefficient, and to find that correlation we need covariance of security X and security Y. We need to find the value of standard deviation of each stock, and we know that standard deviation is under root of variance. So we'll calculate standard deviation for X and standard deviation of Y, that is sigma X and sigma Y. So we'll use this formula. Sigma X is equal to under root of summation Rx minus Rx bar whole square divided by N, and then similarly for Y also under root summation Ry minus Ry bar whole square divided by N. Put in the values and we'll get the answer for the standard deviation of each stock. To find covariance of XY, we will use the formula 1 by N sigma Rx minus Rx bar multiplied by Ry minus Ry bar. Here I is equal to 1 till N. Okay, Rx is the return on security X, Ry is the return on security Y, Rx bar is expected return on security X, and Ry bar is expected return on security Y. So plug in the values and we will get the answer for covariance between X and Y. Now that we know the value of covariance between X and Y, we will use the formula R of xy is equal to covariance of xy divided by sigma x into sigma y. So put in the values and we'll get the value for correlation coefficient between x and y. Now that we have all the values required to use the formula for portfolio risk, we'll put in the values and find portfolio risk.